Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. It's Katie Sutton here, Intuitive Channel and founder of Zen Within Academy and the New Earth Now School with your Zen Withins'day update. I am finally able to sit outside and do these videos again, which I'm pleased about. It's a beautiful spring day here. We just had the spring equinox yesterday, and the theme of softening into hard edges, into life's hard edges, seems to be bubbling up in all of my sessions this week and conversations with my friends. And I thought I would share some more with you all about that theme and how to work with it. Here in spring energies, and it's exciting and fiery and activating when we start stepping into spring and rebirth here in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's also liver season, which means that our liver is the organ that's getting activated right now as we move through this springtime energy. And the liver is one of the organs that helps us to process and deal with anger. And so that's the background behind this theme of softening into life's hard edges. And yesterday I was with a client, and she was talking with me about something that was really challenging in her experience at work, and was able to share with me the totality of what she was feeling there, but she said she hadn't shared that with anybody else. And it was interesting to me because the moment that she softened into her true feelings and expressed them, it was like she could take a deep breath, the weight was lifted, she was ready then to take action and to move forward and come up with a plan of how she could change jobs and move in a different direction. And she was able to own what was happening and step out of being in this place of disempowerment and begin to step into a place of empowerment. And when we're talking about softening into hard edges and things that are difficult, there are some ways in which we can externally soften when we are trying to control something that we can't control, like another person's behavior or a situation that's happening around us. We can soften into letting go of control and being more in a place of ease and grace and understanding. But sometimes there are things that we are dealing with that we've been dealing with for so long, and we are so disempowered in dealing with that we actually need to come into our courage and come into our strength and activate into our fire a little bit and take action. But when we are in a place of just stewing in the anger and holding it all internally and holding our difficult feelings internally, we're not able to alchemize that energy and then go out and take the action that we need. And I'm using anger as the example here because that's been present for a lot of people that I've talked to, and I know it's very present this time of year, but there may be other things that you are in resistance to that you need to soften into. And what I mean by softening into it is really just first and foremost validating what you're feeling, validating every single bit of the feelings that you have. And I share this tip all the time. I talk about it in classes, I talk about it in workshops, I talk about it at retreats, I talk about it in sessions with people, I talk about it with my friends. And I don't understand, but it's really interesting. People always skip the step of validating whatever they're feeling. And maybe it's because as empathics and sensitives, we've been told we're too much, or we're too sensitive, or we feel too many things for so long that we just are really ready to discount those inner feelings. And maybe it's because we are practicing being spiritual beings and being enlightened, and we think that anger isn't an enlightened frequency. I don't know why we tend to skip this validation step. The moment that you soften into validating how you're feeling, instead of just trying to release it, just trying to get right to clearing it, right to letting it go, you have to start with validating it. So I will continue to remind you all that is step one, right? And so whatever you're feeling, whether it's sadness, whether it's anger, whether it's confusion, whether it's worry, anxiety, right? Fear, it begins with validating, okay, there is a part of me that is scared, there is a part of me that is hurt, there is a part of me that is angry. Let me engage with that part. Let me be with that feeling, because we talk about sitting with our feelings. Sitting with our feelings isn't just sitting and stewing in it and being upset that you're angry, right? And wanting that to change. Sitting with it is completely being in validation that you have a feeling that is arising, because that feeling includes information, it includes wisdom, it includes energy that needs to be in motion, that needs to keep moving. But if you don't first validate it, if you don't first embrace it, then you're not going to be able to move that energy. You're going to stay stuck in that emotion, and you're going to stew in it. And so that's really what I mean when I say softening into life's hard edges. I do think that we also need to be very conscious of what we're engaging with and where we're choosing to put our focus and the battles that we're choosing to fight. I see a lot of people who are fighting external battles and trying to convince people of things, and sometimes that's because that's their mission and that's what they came here to do, but a lot of times it's because they have a whole bunch of stuff inwardly that they need to deal with, and instead of being able to deal with that in their inward environment and work through that in their inward environment, they need to project that out onto other people. And so when you've got people around you who are demeaning or disempowering towards you, understand that's them projecting their pain outwardly, because they don't have the capacity, or quite frankly the strength, to be able to deal with that internally, and so they have to project that outwardly. And softening into that kind of experience might look like you putting an external boundary up with that person and setting really clear boundaries and saying to them, hey, I'm not gonna accept this, I'm not gonna take this. And then softening inwardly and being with the parts of you that have been harmed because of that relationship dynamic, right? In the middle of the night last night, I had a really interesting dream where I was setting boundaries with very disempowering, toxic masculine energies. And I was using my voice and activating into really firm, powerful boundaries with that frequency. And in the dream, I was like, I am not going to receive this in my energy field anymore. This is not something that I want to engage with. This is not something that I want to run. I want to create safety for myself, and that means that I'm not going to embody or transmute these energies for people anymore. And that was what was in my dream last night. So I woke up this morning going, wow, okay, I see that we are setting some external boundaries right now in the collective so that we can exist in softness, so that we can protect our internal feminine energies that are very soft. And last night I taught my first class of my New Earth Relating Relationship to the Earth series. And Mother Earth came through, and she was talking about how she wanted to be viewed as strong and vibrant and healthy. She didn't want to be viewed as something that needed to be saved or that was vulnerable. And that to me speaks of what the feminine is asking for on this planet as well, that we want to be empowered, we want to be able to feel strong in our beings, and also we want to feel that we can be protected and we can embody our softness, and it's safe to do so out in the world. And I think to some degree, regardless of if you're in a male or female body in this lifetime, that we're all working on this right now. Mother Earth is blooming all around us. She is rebirthing herself here in spring. It's a very feminine, creation-based energy that's happening this time of year. It's the beginning of the astrological new year. It's a new beginning. And so where can we create boundary? Where can we create routine? Where can we create structure, i.e. use our masculine energy to allow whatever feelings are present, whatever creations we want to create, whatever things we want to birth right now through our feminine to be protected and to be safe. So that's a little bit about what's going on right now. I will say that we're also moving into eclipse season. On the 25th, we have the first of 2 eclipses, and the first one we will activate into doing some shadow work, and we'll be in that 2-week window of looking at our unconscious energy and bringing that to the surface, which means that there's going to be lots of revelations in the collective and at an individual level. And then at the end of that 2 weeks, we'll have the solar eclipse that comes in that will bring back the light and will help us step forward and use the information that we gleaned to make new choices in our life. Okay, so that's what's coming. And I'll share more about the eclipse and how to work with those energies when we get into the eclipse portal, but that's what we're in the shadow of as we're moving towards the eclipse. It's the pre-work leading up to that, okay? So take good care of yourselves, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week. Get outside and enjoy this weather that we're having and get connected to Mother Earth. She will help you to transmute that energy. Take good care of your liver, right? That means lots of green things. That's what's coming up right now, right? Spring energy, very green, lots of green things, especially first thing in the morning, helping that liver out, helping it to flush toxins. It's a great time to do a cleanse. All right. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thanks for watching.